G'day everyone. Breiana is now brought to you by Disruptor Marine Marketing, using AI to help your marine business grow. And our friends at Radix Nutrition, the most technically comprehensive nutrition products ever to exist. Unlock your potential with Radix. G'day listeners, welcome to Breiana, the Sailing Podcast. My name is Jordan Spencer and it's that time of the week where we get to hang out with some really cool sailors, but of course have to share the mic with my two idiot mates. So first off, let's welcome Mr. Brett Perry.
Greetings, Exalted One.
BP.
Hola, buenos a todos. That's a very cool greeting. I thought that would be a good way to start today. You know how this show we're on weekly, and trying to find people every week is not exactly an easy task. On top of that is trying to nail us all down at one time.
Impossible.
Every now and again we sort of stumble across someone, and not often we talk about the guest before the guest comes on. But I'm so excited about today because I know absolutely nothing about this sport other than where the wind's coming from.
Down in history now, BP admits he knows nothing about sailing. No. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, no. That does sound, because no one knows who the guest is at this stage.
That's right, and that's why I brought it up.
Well, let's bring in the other bloke.
He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
Mr. Nick Bice.
G'day, man.
G'day.
I wonder what you're talking about. Is someone sailing a proa or something like that, BP?
That's the good part about that opening. No one knows.
Fresh out of Mets, boys. Just landed
well
back
done.
in Oz last night. Quick, literally a week turnaround. I left on the Saturday night flight out of Adelaide, arrive on the Saturday night flight. 3 days. Jeez, it's bloody good. You've been there. Have you been, BP?
Yeah, I have a couple of times. Yep.
Anyway, so when we went, Jordan, it's even bigger.
Yeah.
A couple more halls.
Wow.
1,400 exhibitors and some cool kit. And obviously a good shout out to some serious Breianians out there. A few people came past the stand to say hello or just pulled me aside wherever it might be and just say they were big fans of the show. So much appreciated.
Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome. Love it.
And of course, some of our biggest listeners, the team from Harkin, of course, hopped in there, caught up with Bill, told him about the rainbow, just to make sure that he's prepared.
That would have been hot on his topic.
And then, of course, Shane and Anna from the Young Barnacles spent a bit of time with them.
Oh, nice.
There you go,
I
yes.
believe, and made an introduction, handshake deal. We are going to live off the credits between the Harkin and the Young Barnacles deal for years to come.
Oh, is that right?
It's going to be huge.
That's the goal of the show, is just to not work anymore. Not
That's
work.
right.
We don't want to work.
So, no, bloody good. Mets, people everywhere, super busy. People, anyone you can think of was there. Super cool.
Has the growth come about since they used our photo as the promotional photo a few years ago?
I'm going to say probably not all of it, but 98% worth.
Yeah, 98%
Definitely.
of the growth.
No, super cool. So for anyone, and I guess shout out, or not I guess, I know, Sue Ellen.
Yes.
You get the people's choice.
Yes.
And a little apology to Sue Ellen. I saw her a couple of weeks ago in NZ, and I said, if you win, I'll go up and collect your prize. But it was presented on the Friday, so after at the Yacht Racing Forum. So
valid
unfortunately,
excuse.
I did miss it. So my apologies, Sue Ellen. But congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was good. All right.
Must have used the reverse curse on that one.
Oh, yeah, that was. I had a little reverse curse sticker, and I went and stuck it on her photo.
The reverse curse.
We're just too giving. We got to start thinking about ourselves a bit here. No, well done, Sue Ellen. Live, sail, die.
It's an interesting update. So, and you mentioned exciting, and this one, I think BP's more pumped than anybody for this guest, but I'm quite pumped as well. It's, as he said, we don't know much about this sport. It is sailing, but it is sailing in a different way. We're talking Formula Kiting. We did have Daniela Moroz on the show, episode 168 from memory, a long time ago.
Off the top of your head.
Yep. And she's mad Baccarati fan, and so she I think 6-time world champion. Our guest today was 7th at the 24 Olympics, 3rd at the 2019 Formula Kite World Champs, won Princess Sophia last year, I think. Female.
Yep, correct.
Australian Female Sailor of the Year, 24 as well. Just had the World Champs, 5th. Fantastic performance. Fantastic human being from one of the locations for the sailing for the Olympics, the lovely town of Townsville. Beautiful place. It is an absolute pleasure to welcome to Bar Karate, Breiana Whitehead. Breiana, thanks for joining us on Bar Karate. It's great to have you.
No worries. Good to be here.
So you're not home at the moment?
No, I'm not. I just flew into Melbourne.
Sunny Melbourne, eh?
Yeah, it's really putting the sun on.
You see, it's one of those things. It's Australia's got it all.
Obviously, I assume you're going to be there for Sail Melbourne, is what I assume you're doing in Melbourne. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've got a team camp and then Sail Melbourne.
Team camp. How do you like the team camps? Is that, I mean, it must be great fun to, one, get together with friends, but get new ideas and technique. Is that how it sort of rolls for you, or you're just totally, you're more of a loner?
Well, it's actually good. Yeah, I'm in my own little bubble a lot of the time and don't get to see all the sailors because I'm usually on a beach slightly adjacent but not right next to all the sailors. So it's actually really good to just actually be a part of the team for a little bit and, be in amongst it.
One of the things I think, sorry, BP, I feel like I just dominated straight from the start, but one of the things
It's nothing unusual.
One of the things I'm interested in is obviously we've got an Olympic cycle to 28 and then 32. You're a Townsville lass. Are the teams starting to ask you about conditions and all that sort of stuff? Has that sort of conversation come up yet, or everyone's totally focused in on LA?
I would say mostly the focus is still LA, but yeah, there's definitely been an odd question here or there of when's the weather good? What's the conditions like? So I think that'll just slowly ramp up a little bit more and more as we get closer to 32. But yeah, I'd say the focus for performance is still on LA.
Yeah, obviously, look, being from Townsville and having to potentially experience an Olympics on your own beach, I mean, come on, how lucky are you?
It'd be pretty cool, to be fair.
It's a long way off. We know that, and there's a lot of work to be done. And are you sort of thinking that is that is a major goal? I mean, it would have to be a big player being on your home beach.
I tend to sort of just do things bit at a time.
Right.
So
Yeah, good answer. Good answer. I like it.
But if it happens, it would be very cool.
Yeah.
Well, there's no doubt that if kiteboarding is still prevalent in sailing, and sailing's still prevalent in the Olympics as we know it, we're hoping it to be, there's going to be a lot of talent come through because they're seeing people like yourself, get out there and do it. So it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, no, not at all. But yeah, would be very cool and cool to see people get excited about it and all that as well.
Of course, I mean, we know Jay gets excited about Townsville, don't we? Of
course, it's a beautiful place, absolutely beautiful. It's going to be great for that's going to be amazing for the Olympics. I keep saying to people, wait till you see the sailing photos for the Olympics. It's going to be like a tourism catalogue. It's just going to be so beautiful. All the different images they'll be able to get out of there.
Like Marseille.
Let's
boom boom.
Let's talk about you though, Breiana. It's good to have you on the show because you didn't have a choice to get out in the water, did you? You really didn't get any choice at all, did you?
Yeah, I guess I grew up around sailing a bit, so it's it was pretty much the options, and now I can't be away from water. So yeah, it's yeah, wouldn't have it any other way.
So was it your dad? He's the boat builder, isn't he?
Yeah, Dad's boat builder. And yeah, he just launched his own boat that he'd built. I guess I was maybe 2, 4, something like that. Anyway, very young. He took me on a boat when I was like still 6 months old or whatever. So I've sort of been, forced into boats since before I had a choice, really.
But kiting, I mean, it's a new sport, and I mean, obviously, the question we all want to know is how did it evolve from being on the water or being around boats to getting into kiting? Because like we grew up windsurfing, and then this thing came along called kiteboarding, and we'd completely missed that bus, and here we are seeing this new breed, if you like, and we do call it the new breed because it's a fantastic sport, and especially at this level. But how did you get involved in kiteboarding?
Basically, it was actually my brother's first. So I grew up at the sailing club and learning to sail, and did a bit of getting taken around the country sailing in dinghies. And then we live like a little bit out of town along a beach. And there's people always kiting at the beach. And my brother just begged my parents for probably a year to be like, can I do kite lessons? Can I learn to kite? And so he learnt to kite, and I was still really into sailing and was like, nah, I'm just going to keep racing. I love racing. But then he started learning to foil because the foils had just come out. And like, now I'm missing out. I need to learn.
Wow.
So I quickly learned how to twin tip, just so like I had some kite skills. And then, got on the big, like, meter-long high race foils straight away, which do not recommend. Start with something shorter. But yeah, so that was the start of the kiting journey. And yeah, it's so cool that you can just pack it in a bag and put it on a plane. Like, from taking dinghies around the place to being able to fly wherever. I do complain a lot about baggage now, but
well, you're going to have to get to a point where you can hire someone to sort of, tag along behind you.
I would love to. But yeah, no, it's been a really cool journey, and yeah, I have really enjoyed learning to foil and that part of it from the sailing to now.
How do the airlines treat? I'm trying to. I don't. Because if you're going to a comp, you'd have a few.
It's a sport bag. You're allowed that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you have to get pretty into the fine print on international flights, and this year I've done really badly, so probably don't ask me. I got a lot of excess baggage fees.
Bad enough with normal baggage, Breiana.
Yeah, honestly, it's my biggest nightmare. So if anyone knows any tricks, I'd love to learn them. Yeah.
It's the joys of being a sailor, isn't it? That travel element that just sort of kicks in and changes your life. But yeah, I was just interested. What were you sailing before you in the dinghies? What sort of dinghies were you doing?
I did a lot of everything. So I started in Savos and a little bit of lasers, flying 11s, 29ers. And then, I sort of was like, oh, where do I go next? And that was the crossover between when I started kiting and if I continued on a dinghy path.
Yeah.
Did any of the skills other than obviously knowing where the wind is coming from, any of the skills sort of cross over into kiting? Because it's such a unique discipline. I mean, realistically speaking, it's not like you can go 29er sailing and then step on go and hire a kiteboard for a day.
Yeah, I did get really frustrated trying to learn to tack because I was like, I know how to do it on a boat. Why can't I do it on a kite?
Yeah.
But I would say a lot of it crosses over. So once you've learned the skill of racing, like actually being able to tack and jibe and get around the course, it's still all racing, like sailing racing. Like you're still choosing the favored side of the course, still going to getting off the start line the best you can.
Tactics,
Everything is so similar. It's just a bit faster, really, than a lot of the dinghies. But yeah, no,
faster.
once
that's an understatement.
Yeah, it does all happen a bit quick. But once you've got the skills, it's really very, very similar.
Do you get into? I know you're an engineer. Like you're a mechanical engineer, aren't you, by training?
I studied. I haven't actually worked as a mechanical engineer yet, but yeah.
So I know you do sort of design your own boards, but I'm interested. Is that going to the shape of the kite as well? Do you do much work on that, or is that part of the game for you?
No, I would actually love to learn more. I say that it's an area where like I just put it up and hope it's a good one at the moment.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But do you notice a difference? I mean, is there a specific thing you say, look, oh, that's different to my old kite, but this one's better or worse? Or I mean, surely that must be happening.
I do a lot of, I guess, I do a lot of the sailing by feel and what feels good and what, because often there's not much else you can gauge off because you can't really put telltales on. You can't there's a lot of so I definitely went through a stage and you sort of just line up and compare, and there were definitely kites that felt better and felt not as good, but I would like to put some more science to it at some point.
I guess the foil in the water is also pretty critical as well. Are any of these one design? Forgive us, we're not experts.
I was just about to say, Jay, for us, this is a new sport, and you say you're still learning about the kite shape, and you're still doing this and doing that. Well, for us, it's completely foreign. I mean, it's you're kind of like, I guess, being an ambassador, if you like, to our listeners, because probably 90% of them have never kited either. So
yeah.
We are sorry of our knowledge.
That's okay. Happy to, yeah.
So is the foil a one design element, or you're able to change that at the Olympic level? I guess let's focus in on that sort of.
Yeah.
Olympic.
So I guess how it happens in kites is we register. There's registered equipment for the quad. So I think there's a few brands of foils out there, and there's a few brands of kites, and you can choose what you want to race for, either that regatta, or if you just want one foil, you use that foil the entire time. So yeah, there is a lot in the foils, and so there's a lot of testing of between gear, do I get this brand or do I get this brand? And then they all obviously have pros and cons. So some events this one's going to do really well, where another brand will do a lot better. But there's also so much in the preparation of the foils. We notice if you've got greasy hands and put fingerprints on the foil, we can feel it on the water, and it's really annoying actually. But
Bicey finds the same with the rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a lot to it, and so much to learn and understand. That they're sort of you can just race it or you can understand it all, and yeah.
Definitely, it's definitely cool. I mean, we see, you look at all boats, all watercraft, if you like. The work that goes into the underwater stuff is critical. So there's no question, and especially at this high speed. I mean, we're talking about every little gain is the key, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's no different.
Yeah, it is really quite similar.
Do you I'm interested, sort of we're pretty close with Gray in the windsurfer. BP picked him as a winner from day one, from when he was born. BP was on the program, and we've been behind Gray the whole time. And I'm wondering, is there with the foil, given they're both foiling sort of elements, one thing we've noticed, when talking to Gray, he doesn't really put much thought into his foils. I remember that part of the conversation, but he also was talking about how everyone was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, physically, size-wise. Is that the same thing in the kiting? What's the right size for yourself?
Yeah, no, so that was a big thing of the last quad, really, is that guys and girls were all trying to get really heavy. Pretty much heavier you are, the faster you go. I guess the girls have more of a problem than the guys often with this sort of thing, and because we're racing on mostly gear that's designed by guys, it's designed for guys, sorry.
Yeah.
We sort of, to get the most performance out of it, would have to be male weight. And so it's just an unachievable goal for us. So they did have a big discussion about how we're going to sort of change,
level it,
make it a bit fairer, and so before this, or the start of this year, basically there was a rule put in that the girls are going to be limited to 15-meter kites. So previously we could, I guess for some background, we can register previously it was 4 different sizes of kite, now it's 3.
Yeah.
So we previously were 21, 15, 11 and 9 was sort of what most people registered. And so that 21's been kicked off the options list, and so we're maximum now 15.
Are you happy with that? Are you happy with that decision? I mean, is it because ultimately there's going to be people who can weight load, who can do it muscular wise. We're talking here because ultimately it's a super athletic sport, and you're going to need to be putting muscle on. Some people just can't put that amount of muscle on.
Yeah, well, I've been trying.
Other than Jordan, obviously, he's just a natural.
Yeah, I think there were probably, if you could minus all the politics and everything, and just get some change made immediately, there were probably better solutions than this one. But this is a step in the right direction is probably what I think we were all a bit nervous that we wouldn't be able to do the super light wind racing, like 6 knots and that sort of thing, because it's just having that bigger kite just gets you out of the water.
Yeah. Because there's obviously a lot of drag there for that first part. It's like water skiing. It's the same sort of thing, when you're in the water.
Girls can't because they've been restricted for size. That would be really, I think, quite unfair. But this year we've had some pretty light conditions, and I've been quite surprised at how manageable it hasn't been. It's been possible, but tricky. So I guess that's probably the line that we wanted to be at for.
Because you look at the and sorry, Joe, I'm now taking over here because I'm just getting back here from the start. You look at the body position when you start. It's a very powerful position with those legs straight and all of the weight on that all of the weight on the foil. So your core and your legs would be just burning. I'm daring to say.
Yeah, definitely a lot of legs. Everyone thinks it's in your arms because you sort of that's the part you see, but it's definitely all that power from the kite goes straight. You want to transfer it straight through your legs to the foil. So, definitely a lot in the legs, and I guess it depends on how your foil's set up to the balance that you have between what foot takes more of the pressure and that sort of thing. And
I love it. I just love it. I think it's so cool.
It is, it's pretty good.
It is crazy. It is crazy when you're watching.
Crazy's the word. I mean, I've done years in rigging, Breiana, and I've done years of working with rope, and I can't stand fishing because of tangles. I can't stand uncoiling rope and then them putting a twist in it when they don't know how to coil ropes. Now we're talking about these bloody 1.7 mil Dyneema lines that are controlled, well, however small they are, probably even smaller, that are X amount long, and you've got like a X amount of boards on the water. I mean, it would just absolutely be the end of my day. Every day I'd be untwisting lines.
Yeah, you actually definitely learn how to minimize tangles and get good at undoing them, actually. So
Well, that's an interesting thing I hadn't actually considered. The length of your kite lines, could that, because you can get into, I mean, is that allowed to change? Like, or are you constrained?
Yeah, that one's not really controlled at all. It's sort of whatever you want, but compared to the free ride kites and that sort of thing, we have much shorter lines. So they have like 20-meter lines. They're quite long, as would be like 12 to 15 is about the range of what people use. And it's sort of just you find the sweet spot of where the kite has a nice shape, and you still, like, there's the longer the lines are, the more delay between when you move the kite and where the kite goes. So if you have nice short lines, then you can react quickly, and so there's definitely, and it's easy to judge the distance between you and the kite and the next person that you like.
I mean, we're all about data. We're all about data in this industry, and we're all about logging stuff. I guess, is there times when you go, oh, this is definitely a 12-meter length day, or a 15-meter, or 20-meter? Is that something, or is it just, this is my setting?
We probably should do that, but I'm pretty much just
So we're in the Gray Morris sort of box for caring.
Yeah, there's some
go out there and do it
with high focus, and there's some things that are more in the Gray Morris category.
That's a new thing, Jade. The Gray Morris category.
I'm just going to Gray Morris it. I'll see how it goes. Oh dear, I can see the camp this week's going to be hilarious.
There you go. You can bring that in, Brie. We'll use that. Yeah. That's good.
We'll have a new addition to the banter.
There's sand on my kite. Yeah, no, just Gray Morrising it, mate.
I'm interested in terms of, obviously, with the length of kite, still 12 to 15 metres is a long one. And as I understand it with the Formula Kite, you start upwind like a normal race. So you can have port tackers and starboard tackers, which, getting those kites on the crossover, port starboards and stuff like that. That's insane.
It absolutely intrigues me, this question.
Yeah.
Because I would be absolutely hopeless at it.
Yeah, coming from the sailing, I sort of got a bit too keen to do port starts a bit too early in my skill level. So I have had some pretty...
I mean, what happens there, Breiana? You get yourself... The kites must just go...
Yeah, I did get a nice one at Worlds and I was pretty happy about that. But it's terrifying, actually, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, yeah, especially with the foils.
Because everyone's so fast, and you're judging where at the boat end if people you're going to cross when you're still like ages away, and the tangles aren't a lot of fun if they happen, especially port starboard ones are the worst you can get.
We watch the racing, and it doesn't seem to happen a lot, especially on the Olympic level. I mean, we don't see these catastrophic incidences that are going around in my head. I mean, I'd be just seeing these kites going around each other's everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's down to training and learning what your capabilities are, and
respect on the water as well.
When to take the risk and not. Yeah, so it's really, I guess we're respectful of, you don't want to crash, and you know that the other people in the fleet don't want to crash. Like, usually it takes everyone out, and then you out for a race, or maybe you're out for the whole day. So it's a really big cost if you do have a tangle. So I think everyone's very aware of that, and just the amount of training we do is enough that we've sort of learned what our capabilities are and when you can push it and when you can't, and that sort of thing.
We sort of did mention to the windsurfing side of things about how it's still very much a enjoyable experience with the entire fleet. You're off the beach, you're hanging out with mates from all over the world. Is it the same with kiteboarding? Because ultimately, you're doing a discipline that's seriously fun.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I almost love the most about it, is that everyone gets off the water and is just so stoked. Like, it's just like, you're friends with everyone in the fleet, and you sort of talk to the sailors and like, we chat to some people, but like literally everyone's just absolutely frothed.
Kite froth. It is. That's what we're calling it.
Yeah.
I'm still sort of focused on the handling thing. Like, I was going to go
get his head around it.
No, I'm on to right. So I just asked about crossing, but what about on the same tack? If you're we were both keeping.
Oh, you're in last week's discussion now, but except with a kiteboard.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to think, how close up underneath can someone come before you?
Our bodies actually can be pretty close. Especially off the start line and that sort of thing, like you're a few meters away. Like you get into the protest room and you're trying to explain how you're so close, but that's actually really far away. So the bodies are, like a few meters. And then sort of once it's all the rules are based around the board overlaps. So once the boards overlap, then it's like windward leeward comes into it and that sort of thing. It's always a bit of a grey area of where exactly that little short...
I reckon, Jay, they should bring Master Bean back in.
There's no mast.
Oh. Yeah, you're the mast.
I know. It was interesting because I watched, just before we recorded this morning, I've been watching some of your sailing, and I watched a world quarterfinal event race, that's just been...
Yeah,
where you had that sort of real battle to get through to the semis, with that. Sorry,
with that new format or newer format.
Yeah. And so you were fighting, only the top two go through, and you were in second, but it was a real battle between second and third there, and like your finish was. You were so close at the finish, it was insane, and I was just going, wow, like how often. Are you trying to cover each other in that sort of situation? And is that you use those sorts of tactics?
Yeah, well, I find the finals so different, like those 4-person finals. Unfortunately, you don't get much practice at it because you've got to actually make it to the finals. And then But I find them so different to the just fleet racing. And it definitely brings in a lot more tactical elements of really being aware of where everyone else is that we sort of don't do as much in the fleet racing. And it's almost just another sport again, the finals. And it's very interesting.
It's kind of like the Sail GP final, where they drop from a fleet of 12 boats to 3, right? And it always seems to me when I watch the Sail GP that 2 boats try and take each other out the start, and the third boat just nicks off and goes, and it almost has that element, except with 4 of you, you can get into your own little battles. And but the thing that struck me about the reason I raised the quarterfinal was that you and that for
Turkish girl, I think, in third.
Yeah, I can't remember her name, so I apologise.
Darren.
But you were so close for so long, like a lap and a half basically right in each other's lap, and you could tell, you were trying to get to Daniela, but then it became about protecting second, sort of for the last lap effectively. It was quite crazy.
I definitely remember flipping between going from I'm going for first to being like, no, I'm protecting second here.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the sailing previously comes in really handy, is that I sort of know all those elements compared to someone who's come into kiting from a kiting background. You sort of didn't.
Is there much of that? I mean, is there much of the girls and boys for that matter who haven't
come
from a dinghy sailing background? I mean, obviously it's a big difference to know.
I think the fleet's sort of like 50-50.
Yeah.
So, and you can sort of see it sometimes with different
I was going to say, is it noticeable? Because
the strengths of, like, when it's a really shifty day, sometimes you see a few more sailors at the front, or it's interesting actually how the different where people have
almost
come
like your brain is wired a little bit different, because you're almost thinking ahead more. It would be like almost like that.
Yeah, I guess I've had pretty much my whole childhood of being on the water sailing and learning patterns and learning how things work with boats, and then you just have that already entrenched.
It is true. Like we do have these sort of things that we grew up knowing. I was just going to say, I remember I did a canoe paddling race or a kayak paddling race, a marathon once, and I went around the mark in a pack and went straight to a mark that was over the horizon, and everyone else was sort of wandering around, and there was one other person that went exactly straight to the mark. There was 2 of us that went straight to the mark, and I looked across and it was a sailing mate of mine, It was quite funny, It was like, oh, the sailors know where to find marks over the horizon. It's something quite interesting. That's just like you pick up those skills. But at the Worlds that you just had in 25, that was like a straight off the shore breeze, So it seemed to be reasonably flat, but geez, it was gusty. It looked really cool.
Yeah, we got a mix of conditions actually, because we've been to Cagliari a few times, and this one was definitely it was definitely the most mixed conditions event we've got. Usually it's sort of a whole week of offshore or a whole week of onshore, but it was flipping in the days. We'd have 2 races offshore and then 2 races onshore.
Oh, wow.
So it was actually a lot to get your head around, because there was just so much happening. But we could say that we got all conditions to race in, so that was pretty nice.
Do you have a favourite condition?
I do. It's not always my best condition, but I do love just like a glamour 12-15 knots with a 15-meter kite. But I think everyone loves that. So
right. That's the most fun time.
Everyone's good at that.
Yeah. What about location? What's some of the cool locations that you get to go to?
When I was first getting into it, we went to Mauritius. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I remember being only just skilled enough to get over the reef, and that was terrifying me, because like you could feel it under the foil as you're like, I must have been so close to it. But I didn't want to, I just got a new foil and I didn't want to scratch it. So I was being extra careful not to hit the bottom there. And we did a Worlds early on in Garda too. And that's pretty, pretty cool.
Have they ever done a race off Maui? Like for all the windsurfers out there, going to Maui was always everyone's dream.
Yeah, no, we get stuck in Europe a lot with the international racing.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I'd love to do some nice tropical locations, but
Well, that's
Well, I've just got this vision of turquoise water and sandy bottoms, and like just cruising along in this beautiful dead flat turquoise water, and that's all I thought that's all it was.
yeah, I think we need to advocate for some more.
Well, Townsville and the Olympics, I think we're going to see that.
Yeah, definitely.
It will be. I mean, obviously.
So there you go, international listeners and international kiteboarders. You want to sail in paradise?
Yeah, I mean, one of the challenges, of course, for the non-locals will be, obviously the snakes as you walk down the beach, and then
the crocodiles
when you're driving.
The sharks waiting to eat the crocodiles.
Yeah, that's right. All that, and then the jellyfish. Don't forget the jellyfish, because you wouldn't want to. Actually, genuinely, we're being stupid there, but
yeah, what we should say is we're only joking, people.
But genuinely, in summer, where you are, the jellies are an issue. So do you?
Yeah, I would prefer to encourage people to come in winter. Would be my.
Oh yeah. If you're offshore,
away.
don't come in summer. If you're.
Yeah. Winter's the time to be in Townsville or North Queensland.
Yeah.
There's no jellyfish, and everything else is a bit. Yeah, it's
more mellow.
Mellow.
Yeah, the snakes are sleeping.
There's less rain too. Lots less rain.
Yep.
But yeah, for when I kite in summer in Townsville, if I do it, it will be I'm fully covered. So usually it's just it's always hot, so it's like tights and a rash shirt. But I'm pretty much covered up because with jellyfish you want to not get most of your body tangled in the tentacles, because that's when you really have the big problems. So being as most covered as possible is
So it is.
Now we are scaring people, but it's
sorry.
Oh, it's nothing. It's
all good.
There are if you're going up there in summer, you should wear a full jelly suit, which is just like a lycra tight lycra skin suit. I remember Chris Nicholson, Darren Nicholson in the 5.0s for years wore that exact outfit. I think they were going for aerodynamics or something. But so even the best sailors in the world will do it. So. But I'm interested because as a kid growing up,
you got the bank robber where the stockings over the head, like with the leg hanging off, just to tell you which way the wind's coming from.
It's a wind sock.
It's like a massive telltale.
Those wind socks with their orange and white. Depending on how.
Yes, good idea.
But how where it bends, it tells you that means how strong the wind is. You aware of that? Yeah. Oh, see, you're a smart man. All right. Okay. Sorry, distractions. BP and I are just distracting the shit out of each other here. So that's cool. So with the equipment, with the board, does the board really matter?
I have this question quite often, actually. I think not as much as the foil matters, and probably not as much as kite matters. I think you could just kite on a plank of wood and you'd be okay.
Yeah.
I think once you get into nitty gritty, the shape matters and what you're used to.
I was going to say aerodynamic. Surely there's an aerodynamic.
So I think, yes, it does matter, but on the scale of what matters most, definitely the foil and the kite would come before the board. And if you hit waves and the shape to get out of the water and that sort of thing, I think that all has some. Yeah,
that would be a big crossover point, getting out of the water.
Yeah, and making sure that you've got enough volume that you can actually get out of the water and that sort of thing.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I'm guessing it's weight as well. The lighter, the better.
Yeah. We've sort of gone in. We went super light to the sort of unsafe light, and it's sort of come back a little bit now. So. Yeah, it's been interesting how the boards, they started off so big and it just got smaller and smaller and smaller. So
that's a good point. I mean, you've got your mechanical engineering sort of background. Is it something that you think about? I mean, we are always sort of mind-boggled in the fact that sailing in general across the board technology is always changing. There was a while there where we thought, what can happen? And then the wings came out, then the foils, and now here we are talking about aerodynamics of a kiteboard, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I mean, is it something that's a big focus with across the board or across the fleet? Across the board, pardon the pun. Across the fleet, because surely there's these micro advantages that everyone's trying to achieve.
Yeah, I think everyone finds a board that they really like and are comfortable with. I quite like being able to make my own now because I can sort of put what I want into it, and that sort of thing. So and I guess the little engineering part of my brain likes that part.
Yeah, don't give your secrets away.
Yeah, so yeah, I think everyone finds something that they're comfortable with, and comfort is part of going fast as well.
Well, for muscle endurance as well, isn't it? When BP raised the foiling position and the way you sort of you've got that sort of so much pressure going through the legs, and I mean your steering is with your feet, so that contact patch to the board I would have thought would be critical, and so yeah, I guess people have different preferences of what sort of finishes on the surface that you've got your feet on. I know for a while my brother sort of had gecko feet because his board was so slippery. I'd borrow it for a second. I was like, how do you do this? This is insane. Wow. It was just
gecko feet. Well, are they like long toes with little orange bits on the end? Or?
No, just suction on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how he was still riding that board and not crashing, but
well, you could invent sort of a shoe. Invent a shoe with little suction cups on the bottom.
Yeah, maybe. But you also want to release,
you have to have a special little detergent button.
Yeah.
We're going stupid here. I was going. So when you're in that position, obviously you can just looking at it, you can see you loading that foil up something wicked, right?
Oh yeah.
Are you feeling I'm imagining the mast is flexing a little bit? I think it's called the mast, isn't it? On the
that's right.
The mast is flexing a bit.
So there is mast. You can have mast.
I know. I was going to inject more, but I just sort of
I knew it when I said it, but I thought I would get straight past it. But that foil and that load, can you feel it's almost sort of trying to let go some of the time? You must be right on the edge of overpowering the foil, surely.
Yeah, actually,
no.
We more feel like it ventilates if you put your fingers on the foil or something like that. There's a bit of grease or you've got a piece of seaweed or something like that. Then it'll flick.
That's a good question.
Yeah, because it's mare's gone down the foil and then flick.
It's a good question that I want to ask. Do you get cavitation? Because coming from windsurfing. Often you'd be going along, all of a sudden the whole thing skips out and you're going sideways waiting for that windward rail to dig in and you're trying to pull your back foot in towards you to get the fin to rejoin. Is there any form of that sort of cavitation? Because it would be bloody scary at that speed.
Yeah, if you get a wingtip out of it depends. Different designs of the foils have different performance in that aspect. So some foils, if you get the wingtip out, you're gone.
Yeah, right.
But the iterations now are much nicer to ride, I would say, and a bit more versatile in the conditions you can ride in them and that sort of thing. So it's definitely a big part of the decision of what foil you go with, whether it can handle a lot of conditions or if it's only good in super flat.
So the goal is basically to keep that tip right at the water, not above the water, but just right at the sort of in the water, obviously. And what you're saying just then is, if in the older maybe designs, if that tip came out, it would just pull air down the face of the foil, and then you're gone. You're just over the front.
Yeah. I definitely learned the hard way a few times about that aspect of it. But yeah, no, they're definitely a bit more forgiving now. But you notice different water qualities and that sort of thing. You have the foil performs differently. It's there's so much to it. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. At some points, I'm like, no, there's too much, and then sometimes I find it really interesting. So
no, it's 100% interesting, and I think the people want to hear it too, because people often forget about how technical things are and how it all works. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
You've got an engineer's brain. Are you into the data? Do you try and collect data?
Well, she's already answered that.
Not
He's
really.
in the Gray Morris group of data.
Yeah, I have this weird sometimes you can't do everything. And so in an ideal world, I'd probably collect more data than I do. But at some point, I'm like, I've got to still train as an athlete and do everything else. And I'm just like, one person can't do everything. So, yeah.
But like,
so tapping back onto the camaraderie. I mean, is there a lot of data sharing between the fleet? I mean, do you go, I'm working on this or I'm working on that, or is there a set group of people that you specifically hang out with and try and work with?
Yeah, I think that did change a little bit with it becoming an Olympics. Like, because I started karting before it was Olympic. We just had international racing, and then it slowly, I think the data sharing slowed down, kept more insular with the teams, as it does with Olympic sailing and Olympic sports in general. So, yeah, I think it's probably a bit more kept close now. Yeah, so yeah, interesting to see the change in the sport, actually.
Sure, absolutely.
So my imagination is, what I'm guessing is, the higher you foil, the faster you are. The lower you bring the kite, the faster you are. Is that right?
Foil height, sort of. You just find a happy spot. I'd love to give you you're super high, but you want to be out of the water enough that you're not hitting waves,
right.
and in the water enough that you're not getting air under the foil and you're not crashing.
Your legs are almost horizontal with the water, which puts your butt right next to the water.
Yeah. And that's, I guess, just where you end up being able to put the most force through the foil, and that transfer of force from the kite to the foil, especially for upwind, is you end up quite low to the water.
Can you overpower the leech and obviously then create the same sort of effect as any normal boat, where you just find you just got massive load on your back foot?
Not so much, because also the kite can move forward and back as well.
Yeah, right.
Sort of, and I would say that I don't even think that much about what's happening anymore. I sort of you just trim it so that the kite's happy, and
yeah, right.
Then it all works. So I'm not actually.
It's like the old 18 adage: you've got to finish to win it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it must be so cool though. Like, just where you just get that kite in the power zone and you just going, and I'm just going hard, I'm going as fast as you can possibly go. And you're doing that the whole time you're racing, basically. That must be, that mindset where you're just like, you're not blasting around having fun. You've got that sort of full noise, as hard as I can go, right on the edge.
Well, and you've also got angles and tactics on top of that. And if you're getting that right as well, you're definitely in the sweet spot.
I recently got asked what fatigues first, and I had to think about it for a bit, because first I was like my legs, and then I thought about it a bit more. I was like, no, it's my head's you've got so much happening, and it's 12 minutes of racing, but it's just so intense and so you got to be so switched on. Every wave you've got to be aware of. You got to be aware where the whole fleet is, because you can't see a lot behind your head, and most of the time that's where you want to go if you want to tack or you want to get across to the other side of the course, or I find that you get off end of day of racing and you're physically tired, but you're also just
drained mentally.
Yeah.
What about coaching, Breiana? I mean, it's a new sport. I mean, we've got people that you're learning. I mean, you girls and guys are learning a lot as you're going along. What sort of benefits do the coaches bring in? That would have to be there'd have to be quite a high level of mental level there and support.
Yeah, I do work with the sports side quite a bit, so that's quite good to sort of learn the tools that work for getting the best performance. And I think on the coach side, I'm always quite actually searching for sailing. We sort of learn all the kiting, and you just, because it's so new, you've just got to keep learning.
So you're looking for a sailing coach, is what you're saying. Jay?
Yeah.
Jay's one of the world's best. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He says, yep.
It's such a cool thing though. Obviously a coach. I mean, who is Mitch Kennedy? Is that? Do you work with, or does he just do the windsurfing?
He's QAS.
QAS.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't see much of him because they're down in southern Queensland and I'm usually up in North Queensland.
Yeah,
but,
you're kind of out there by yourself. Is it just family or what?
Yeah, so I sort of, I have done in the past sort of gone to where the racing is. This year I was like, I need a bit of a break and just to be in Australia a bit longer. I spent a long time in Europe the year before. So,
I get you.
Yeah, I sort of was like, I'll just do some training by myself at home, which I wouldn't say is the most efficient way to get better, but it was what I needed this year.
Well,
I mean, the results are pretty impressive, I've got to say. I mean, you look at the amount of people sailing in the fleet now, it's pretty huge. I mean, what do you got? 5th in the last Worlds, I think it was. Yeah, I guess obviously you're there to win, but you've got to be pretty proud of yourself considering.
Yeah, thanks. And no, it was really cool to know that what I'd done this year actually was working in the right direction, because there was some points where I was like, you sort of, you go and check in with the fleet and then you go back and train, and it's it was, I sort of wanted to see if it would work this year was sort of my.
This is the biggest thing. The biggest thing, isn't it? You don't want to be playing catch up. You don't want to be going to events to learn. You want to get to a point where you're actually bringing something to the fleet, and that's got to be the hardest part. Obviously, there's coaching, there's time on the water, but there's also time at events. I mean, that's one of the toughest things. Especially Australians, we've always had to travel, and because the Europeans just whinge and complain when they got to come to Australia. But part of it is that. But is there going to be a point where you feel like you're not, not playing catch up, that you feel like you're on top of what's going on?
I mean, I don't know. I think you always feel like you're playing catch up, or you're trying to, like, if you're not, then you're not pushing to the maximum that the sport can get to. You're always, if you're not playing catch up, you're asking like, how can I get better?
Okay.
So I don't think there'll ever be a point where I'm not like questioning what can I do next. But I'm definitely towards the next, the plan is to.
Is there anything seriously big that you pick up on every time you go to an event and go, oh Jesus, wish I'd known that before I came? Or is it something you can sort of watch sort of morph over time on, you can watch the events and you can sort of hear it, or because ultimately there's might be one little element of performance or technique that everyone works on that you maybe miss out on?
Yeah, I think being at events and sort of checking in regularly is definitely, like, things change quite quickly still. Like you turn up and you're like, oh,
yeah,
this is
that's
super
my point.
important. Yeah. So I think having check-ins with the fleet is definitely needed to still be on the top edge of it. So no, it's very interesting when the sport changes just little bit by little bit. But I would say that it's just slow, like it's less massive changes now than there used to be. So it's
cool.
quite,
wow, it's good.
But from a coaching perspective, if an athlete says, I just want to go home and just go sailing and have fun, that's not a problem, like you don't, that, because fun is where you find it. And the other thing is, while you're sailing and having fun, you pick up all those sort of, everything gets embedded into your subconscious, that timing of your tacks and the feel, that element of feel that you're always chasing in sailing is worked over and over and over and over again, because you're not under pressure. So you're thinking about each element, and you might just do start after start or tack after tack, or you might just have fun, and that muscle, that chasing that perfect muscle response for your toes is the foils right on the edge. All that stuff, sailing by yourself is not a problem from a coach, they wouldn't have an issue with it as long as you're doing it for the right reasons. So,
yeah.
I told you.
Thank you. No, I have a lot of awareness from training on my own. I mean, you always need the check-ins. Like, there's definitely a balance. But I think sometimes, it lets me get into like the nitty-gritty of like exactly what's going on. And then you sort of check in and be like, oh, did the stuff I learned work or not?
Yeah.
And for this sort of period of time, it's fine, and it allows me to be at home, and definitely also part of just that life balance that you need. So yeah, no, it's been an interesting year.
We asked this point quite a lot about when you actually realised this is it. Like I'm going to push to the next level. I mean, at what point did it go from trying to beat your brother to I'm going to try and take on the world? Because we know it's about the brother, I mean, realistically.
I'm still trying to beat my brother.
Okay, so that's part A to the question. So remember that part. And the next part is your parents must be super proud and obviously supportive, but it's not easy. Is there sort of is there plans in the future to try and gain support and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I'd say that my dad's been my biggest supporter for ages. And yeah, if I've got, like, because you said he was a boat builder, he really helps with the gear side of things as well. So
yeah.
But yes, if always open to extra support. So if anyone,
so we'll talk about that in a sec. So when did you actually walk up to Dad and say, Dad, I'm doing it. I'm going almost, well, we call it semi-pro, I guess, doing it for a living. I'm going to go and chase this dream. When did that happen? Because he probably would have gone, okay.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever a moment. I've done a lot of trying to juggle everything. I like to try and just jam everything into my life that I possibly can, which is sometimes good and sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming. So for ages, I was still studying and kiting. I was always balancing something with it. So there wasn't ever a point where I was like, I'm 100% just kiting. And then I guess it was sort of actually when I qualified Australia for the Olympics, and I was like, right, well, I guess this
what
is
a moment. What a moment there. I mean, that would have been an eye opener for your parents. They would have gone, oh, she's really doing this.
But yeah, no, they were definitely supportive of the path anyway, and yeah, so it wasn't like a big moment. I sort of just slowly ramped up in, I guess, focus for kiting and just the obsession of it.
How many Olympians are up in Townsville?
There's not many, not many of us really.
No, I was just going to say, how many streets are named after you? You got a park named after you yet?
I did. Someone found a sign with my name on it the other day, and I thought that was quite just like a little plaque somewhere. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, I remember.
Do you have trouble walking down the street? I mean, we've got a lot of we talk to a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that use various forms of disguises to sort of stay out of the public eye. Martina Grail, for example, is one. She wears a beard. Is that something you'd think about?
No, not currently. I'm pretty safe at the moment.
And if so, would it be a blonde or sort of more of a darker beard? I mean, just jokes.
Yeah. No. The main feedback I got from the Olympics was we didn't see you. So that's pretty
okay. Well, so on that point, I mean, Townsville must be incredibly proud of you. I mean, is it sort of do you feel that support from the community?
Yeah, it was quite cool. I keep it quite quiet until someone works it out themselves. But whenever, it's
you're allowed to be proud. You're allowed to be proud. Trust me.
But yeah, everyone's super supportive, and
I've got really visions. Honestly, I've got visions of you at a party being super cool and not giving it away, and Dad in the background going, like, super hyper.
She's in the Olympics. She just came fifth in the world.
Yeah, I do.
4X in hand.
I sometimes have some friends that just sort of make sure that everyone knows for me, which is nice.
One thing I've never checked on the outfit. They're like where you get the unis for the Olympics and stuff. Do they give you a pair of thongs in the uniform? Do you get Aussie thongs?
I got slides this year.
Slides?
Yeah. I'm not really a big slides person.
No, me neither.
Let's just clarify that for the international listeners. Okay, so thongs are not
underwear,
skimpy underwear. We're talking about shoes. We get caught with this one every time it comes up.
Yeah. They were quite comfy slides, but they were still
slides.
Yeah.
Not double.
So
bangers.
We're not into croc mode.
No double bangers, nothing like that.
Yeah, no double pluggers, nothing.
And not Crocs. We're not down the Croc path. It hasn't. The Croc wave hasn't hit the kite borders.
Yeah, that'll be.
No, it hasn't. We're really pretty much bare feet bandits. So.
Bare feet bandits.
Yeah. I have. Yeah, I'm always the person. who gets
Right.
their shoe.
Croc marketing division won't be
they'll
happy
be on
with that.
All right, so we're sort of getting near the end. I just want to check. So for the lead up for LA, obviously that's the focus for you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So do you determine your program, or is that Australian Sailing's determining that for you, or how does it work?
I guess a little bit of a balance. I get to sort of be like, this is my plan for the year, and then they have some input, and that's sort of how it rolls.
And training camps, like you say you're getting together as a team here for Sail Melbourne. Do you get to do that much, like coming together?
No, it's sort of a 1 year thing with the big team. And then I guess we see sometimes the sailing overlaps, sometimes it doesn't. Like the first few international events in Palma and then are both you sort of with all the Aussies, and then the Worlds and Euros are sort of you're off on your own. So I haven't really seen much of the bigger team for quite a while, since last year really. So it's a bit sort of how the year pans out and the programming of it.
So you touched on earlier, we're in a pretty critical phase now. We're 2 years away from LA, so it's coming into a pretty intense period. So any Australian brands out there that want to give her a hand, let's make sure we do that. There's our little help for you. So
how do people follow you? If people want to follow you,
I'm on Instagram. I'm pretty shocking at all things, updating regularly. But
we might have to get the Breiana bot involved and help you out.
Breiana bot,
So I mean, it's a very important point because it's a huge weight off your mind if you can do these things with the support, because ultimately it doesn't matter how strong you are mentally. There's the element of can I get there? I mean, we really wish you the best and want to do everything we can to help. So if anyone's out there interested, let's get on it.
Thanks very much.
Right. What next?
Yeah.
What next? It's looking like a pretty big international first chunk of the year next year. So I'm sort of just ramping up for that and getting everything sorted, and
because they have the year, as BP said, a couple of years out, so it'll be 26, 27. So it'll be 27 will be the pre-Olympic regatta, and then 28, so that'll be August. So we're still got a way to go. It's still in build-up phase. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, still a bit of time, which is nice.
Yeah. Very cool.
But it's going to go like that. It's just going to go.
Yeah. Just going to go. That's very cool. All right. Well, I think we're sort of at the end. It's been interesting. I think we were sort of, for the listener, I hope it wasn't too annoying. We're just the two of us sitting there. How do you do this? What's this? How,
Yeah. That was my point. That was my point. For us, we're just complete like numpties.
But it was good.
Windsurfing was our thing, and then when kiteboarding came in, it was kind of like, oh, what's this weird sport? But now it's actually, a full Olympic program, and it's got a huge amount of technical side that really interests us, obviously. So thanks for ambassadoring the sport, and
really
please.
Cool get interested in it, and
I reckon that's exactly what's going to happen. This conversation will spark a lot of interest. There'll be plenty of people will be going, because they'll go, oh, okay, I get it now, sort of thing. So, yeah, very cool.
Awesome. Good luck. Head down. Keep working.
Says Dad.
Well, I'm in the dad's corner. I reckon he'd be super proud. So I'm looking forward to seeing you compete at the next events. Good on you.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Cheers. Well, after all that, I'm thinking about joining the tour. I reckon it sounds pretty easy, to be honest.
Sounds easy.
Should we get some team kit?
Well, I just got to keep the foil from piercing the surface and just keep my legs powered up. That's all.
Yeah. It
Can't be that hard.
Oh, it was a really interesting comment. I mean, we were very much like, oh, what about this?
What's the word you're looking for?
Yeah. But she handled us with such good grace, and it was very nice. There were so many different things, but it's a sport that we sort of are unfamiliar with. It is super cool, like the speed. So what are they, about 25 knots upwind, about 40 knots downwind is sort of the numbers around where I think they sort of play in, which is
and it's
insane.
No wonder she gets off the water with a sore head. You know, like she said, the biggest thing is what's going on and how quickly it's going on, and all that stuff. The rest of it is almost just muscle memory. You know, like it's a unbelievable sport, and what it's also doing is bringing a spectacle to to sailing, which is what we've always been saying has to happen. So I'm loving it.
I love the relationship with Dad, talking about Dad as a boat builder and how supportive he is. It's sort of he would be the perfect target for our partnership we're doing with Disruptor Marine Marketing.
There's no question.
Yeah, so it's Disruptor Marine Marketing is sort of trying to help boat builders and people in the marina
industry, managers.
Everyone, that if you're getting pulled from pillar to post and you're not quite sure how you can fit it in and you don't want to miss those leads, it's that sort of relationship. So if you're in marine industry and you're wanting to make more money or just do it a bit easier, if you go...
Not lose leads, that's the key to it, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not losing any leads. And so because Disruptor put an AI receptionist, or as we call it, the buy spot in... you don't miss any calls or inquiries, and they get you this.
On that, did you hear the buy spot last week, Bice? He sounded a lot like Jody Shields, so there was a real malfunction in the system.
Did you just got the twang tweaked?
I think we pressed the wrong twang button to tweet it. So, but on a serious point, so go on, Jay.
But and you they've set up a referral system for you, so they'll double your refers and leads in 60 days.
I think the biggest point here is that a lot of people still are not understanding of the power of AI and the power of support that they can bring.
One of those.
And I think we all are in that boat. And it's I know we're talking about this, that it can help and do this and that, but you've got to get on the website. It's Disruptor Marketing.
No, it's Disruptor Marine
Marketing.com.au. Get on there and get on the demo button, and they'll come forward and give you all the detailed information, because it's going to work. It's the way forward, and you want to manage your behind the scenes stuff. You don't need to do it yourself anymore. Get on it.
Disruptor
Global.
is DISRUPTA. So that's very cool. And I mean, the obviously the great thing with the AI, you don't have to feed it. So you could say
kind of like grinders. We should call it the grind.
It's like
the difference between hydraulics and grinders on board. It's all the grinders out there. Big shout out. By the way.
It is, but obviously, if you are looking to maintain a healthy lifestyle, jump onto Radix Nutrition. Use Bar Karate as your discount code. One word. And they're doing a bigger, better than Black Friday sale thing at the moment, where you bundle and save. So they've got these amazing bundles. If you jump onto their website, you'll be able to see it. You can get all these bundles of different combinations to sort of get you to the best possible nutrition and food for yourself. So it tastes bloody good.
So if you can combine the Disruptor Marine Marketing and Radix, you're just going to be so far ahead, because you don't have to put the energy into worrying about looking after the back office.
There you go. Very cool. All right, let's go on to events. Obviously, Sail Melbourne starts 27 November, so that's an important one. Good luck to everyone competing in Sail Melbourne. Lovely part of the world. Great sailing location. Hopefully you get fantastic conditions. Sail GP final next weekend, boys.
Yeah,
we did the debrief. You missed it. The buy spot was on, otherwise known as Jody Shields, and interesting times.
Did we ever open up that book that we're ever going to do?
We've done a few things in the past, but I think it might still be in the basket.
Might be the Peter out.
Yeah, we'll come back to Sail GP. We'll do a bit more on that in a sec, but I think it's an important episode this week because it's the Listener of the Month episode. We're talking about the Jack Lloyd Listener of the Week first, and then, of course, our friends at Vycobi, they will be awarding to the Listener of the Month couple of $100 worth of gear. But of course, we're right in the middle of their Black Friday sales. It's, you can almost double what that $200 will buy you at the moment. So that's a good one. Anybody got any favourite communications? We got a nice friendly one from Ella. Did you guys see that one?
There's a couple of nice emails actually, which is quite warming to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could do a little run through.
Yep.
And then get ready for the big
moment. Get the
big moment. Can you do a drum roll on your guitar?
Just about to say I'm gonna get the drum kit set up, and you'll get.
I should have that. I don't know if I have that. There's a button. Anyway, right. I've got a couple, but if you guys want to, did you want to do any first, guys, or do you just leave it to me?
Oh, no, kick it off.
Okay. All right. Well, first off, Ella Boxall, someone that we've spoken to a bit over the past. Ella, it's lovely to hear from you again. She just wanted to say how she's loved the recent episodes, particularly the one with Andrea. She's a newer friend of mine, as we're both in Lorient a lot, but so nice, which is a lovely thing to say. Just finished listening to the Sail GP episode. I'm looking forward to it from rainy London. I think Sail GP, she wrote Snail GP. I hope that was accidental. We'll be coming back with a vengeance. Unfortunately, but as you guys say, we follow the money. Next year should be good too. 13 events, which will be full on for everyone. And then after Sail G, she'll be on a flight to Oz, so navigating the Cabbage Tree Island race. So I didn't say which vessel she's on, but good luck with that, Ella. It's good to have you back in the country. Hopefully we'll bump into each other. I think you're doing the
she'll even bump into Andrea Davey. Out of absolutely blue, after we did the episode with her, she rocks up at the Des Moines Sailing Club. She's working there to raise funds to support her sailing habit.
Love it. Love it.
I walk in and there she is. I'm going, we just had you on the show last week. You didn't mention a single thing about coming to Australia. She's working in the bar, the Palace. Good on her.
Love it.
The commitment of sailing, eh?
Boys, this is some controversy. This is a great message we got from Lawson Shaw.
Yeah.
Did you guys, I'm not sure if you guys jumped onto Instagram.
Was that on Instagram?
Yeah.
I just tried searching Instagram and couldn't do it.
One of those young kids to find it for me.
Yeah. The Formula One had a little bit of a chat conversation where they asked one of the drivers, I don't know who the driver is, but they asked one of the drivers if they could add anything to Formula One, what it would be.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah,
stop it.
Have a guess.
Yes, this is blatant.
Banter button.
Blatant plagiarism.
They absolutely said put a communication button so we could talk to the other drivers on the banter button. They've gone for it. And Lawson has found it and put that through.
Oscar, I told you not to tell those pricks.
Don't start with Oscar. But hey, that is just plagiarism. What are we going to do about this?
I don't know. I mean, Formula One, what are we going to do? You know, I'm not sure.
You know what's going to happen now? Like Russell's going to say, actually, those boys were right. We need the banter button. It'll be in Sail GP before you know it. Be ready for
absolutely.
next week.
Yeah, absolutely. But we won't get any credit for it.
Yeah.
No, that's how we
that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, very good. Nice one, Lawson.
Blair Mitchell.
That is good, Lawson.
Blair Mitchell. Hey, idiots.
This is another.
Isn't it funny how idiot has become a term of endearment? It's like the C word in Australia, you know, depending on how it's expressed.
Well, depends who you see as well.
Yeah.
Because several people were like, where are those other idiots at Met?
Right. Hey, idiots, I just saw the photos of Scallywag coming off the ship. Do you think they are safe from the shitter rule if you include the prodder? Far out, that is a long prodder. So,
interesting point. I mean,
it has been mentioned. It's literally a J24 sitting on the front of the boat. I think they still sneak in
as a non-shitter.
No, well, just outside the rule. But do you include the prodder? We'll have to refer to World Sailing for this one.
I think we'll have to go. I think there is actually a rule. There is actually a rule. Appendix A. Section C.
Take it upstairs, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Let's take it. Let's do that. But I can tell you that it's parked. Actually, back to the palace. It's parked outside the palace, and the rig's in. And when you look at the boat on the water, it's a big bit of kit.
It is a
It's a
large
big
bit of
bit.
kit.
Why
yeah.
don't you today, BP, just when you've down the palace for a Sunday Arvo Ale, just
Which I
go
will
step it out. Just go step it out.
Oh, why don't I?
And go vertically as well, of course.
I can do one better than that. I'm going to be on the water in about 40 minutes, and I can go alongside it and take a photo, and we can get
All right.
get the AI ruler out.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. That's the three I've got. Have you got... Okay. That's the three I've got. Have you got any others that you want to add?
Well, we've got Ned, of course.
Go
Ned
on.
Fairley, who wrote in regarding the Barkarati barge.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Down at to be positioned in Hobart. Maybe for all the boats finishing Sydney to Hobart.
Yeah. So,
And basically, the Barkarati team could be positioned on the barge to go for one-on-one interviews for all the champions as they arrive across the line. So I'll read one little excerpt.
Yep.
I now find myself as Marine Coordinator of a small business based in Hobart with a couple of vessels at my disposal. Could not think of a better way to kick off the Tassie summer season than with live BK and the launch of the BK Yacht Club from the River Derwent while the Sydney to Hobart boats crossed the finish line. So this was, of course, off the back of that discussion we had about BK Yacht Club with Mao.
Yep.
Then you could hang around for what is shaping up to be a huge summer of sailing in Hobart with the Oceania and Australian Ilka champs, the Optimus champs, and the Australasian Dragons. So all out of the Royal Yacht Club of Tassie. It's got some legs.
It has got some legs. It has got some great legs. I mean, yes. What? I'd love to do that. Let's be honest.
Just adding one little piece here. If you can't make it because you're too busy with work, J-Dog, or some of you may actually be sailing or drinking their way to Hobart, maybe you could drop a little plug in for anyone wanting to support the media vessels around Hobart over the summer to get in touch with Ned. So if anyone's out there, feel free to send us an email or we can get in touch with Ned.
For a media boat.
We could do the link up.
Cool. So there's some really good ones. So if we continue on for Listener of the Month, then that brings in Simon Drury. So Simon sent us a lovely, there was a couple of nice emails about the show and how much they enjoy the show. So he was the one that was talking about being an enthusiastic armchair sailor and just really loves the show. So that was nice. Then we had Wesley Bailey, who reminded us about Townsville being one of the Olympic venues and gave us a bit of grief there.
Pull us up. That's good.
And Dolly coming in with the email talking about using the reverse curse to beat cancer, which is that was a dream. And then Shane, who you were hanging out with at Mets from Young Barnacles. So we had plenty of sort of plays in there.
It's been a good month.
It has been a good month. I feel Shane got a little plug in for his own show, and Dolly has already been supported by Vycobi, although, that's emotionally the most important one. Message we've got all.
That's top of the rank right there with Dolly.
I do love Lawson Shaw's find for us. I think that the fact that he's found Formula One ripping us off. So I don't know. What do you think, Bryce? Have you got any votes?
I like Ned. Taking content from the show and applying it for his own personal promotion.
People are doing that a lot.
Dolly wins hands down from an emotional point of view, for sure. But as you said, does have Vycobi sponsorship. Well, Vycobi relationships. So
they helped him out. So I feel like I want to spread it a little wider, but because they've already helped Dolly out. So yeah, I don't know, Ned or Lawson or Blair. I love Blair's message too on Insta. I thought that was a good one as well. That's where I'm leaning.
Blair, that was mentioned last week, right? That one.
Just about the Instagram message about Scallywag being a shitter.
Yeah. No, I'm leaning it to Ned at this point.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fine.
Happy with that?
Yeah, always.
Nice. Well, of course, it's got to do with a bit of personal self-promotion and a cold beer when I arrive in Hobart this year.
That's right. Oh, Ned will be loving life because, it's the right time to win it. So congratulations, Ned. Excuse me.
Ole, 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 ole. Feeling hot, hot, hot.
It's hot time with Bice.
Feeling hot, hot, hot.
Oh, shit. Never makes...
It never stops.
Always makes you laugh.
It does, doesn't it? It makes you happy the whole time.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, you spoke about it. You mentioned it earlier, Sail GP. This is coming up for, the couple of $1 million on the line.
Yeah.
Not to be sneezed at. So we're a week away. We're starting to see the teams putting out a bit of promo. I mean, whether it's just my algorithms, but I'm seeing slingers starting to put a few jabs around. All we can promote is a bit more banter between the teams, please.
Yeah,
that's what we're expecting to see this week.
We did.
What's your what are you thinking, Jay?
Well,
what do you like?
There's a couple of things that we're interested. We talked about it last week. Obviously, mathematically, you have to back the Brits in. I know it's top three into the final, but it's at the moment New Zealand.
When you look at the numbers, the stats,
New
when
Zealand,
you're a bit of a stats man, yeah.
UK. I mean, everyone. It's still open, but yeah. Anyway,
do you think the weather conditions are going to play? I mean, it's traditionally light airs. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I can talk to you about that. So if I look at the event, so racing is on the Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday racing, the first race is 2:09 local time, and then through to fourth race. And obviously this can change. So basically racing starts just after 2:00 each day, right? Go to the long range weather models. At the moment on the Saturday, it's probably 5 to 8 knots is the forecast, building to 10 probably by 7 p.m. That 5 knots, it'll be 5 knots around 2:00, and it builds maybe to 8 by 4 p.m. And Sunday maybe is a knot stronger at the same times, maybe a knot and a half stronger, so maybe 6 through to 10 over that same time period. So beautiful blue skies, lovely conditions. Not windy.
Not windy. Exactly.
And that goes, the Aussies love it. Like the Aussies shine when it's windy. We both see that. It's that.
And you get the odd little surprise when it's not. So
it's the same course as we saw last time, where it's that volatile, tight little course when we saw, the other time where we did have some sort of, not necessarily in light winds, there was a lot of interference and, it was difficult track. So it's the exact same location. Let's just hope for plenty, but it's going to be, if the modelling has been pretty stable for the last week. So the interesting thing is post the event, we're going to see all sorts of stuff happening. So literally the minute the racing's decided, we're going to have a look. We're going to pretty much know who's going to be on the Swedish team. That's going to be interesting. We saw some big news during the week about Italy. Phil Robertson is back.
Phil's in. Jesus.
Yana Germani as well. Yeah.
Phil's just got to have to put the rainbow flag on because it's got every colour of all the other flags in the world.
It's the United Nations of sailing. It's his own
UN.
Yeah. It's fantastic news though, but it does ask a few questions in terms of the Guerra Tita. What's going on there? Maybe,
or do you think it's just in preparations for the cup?
Yeah, I do.
based on being involved with the Cup team. And there's going to be, well, we're not sure of what the rules are with the Italian team with the Cup, but we heard it pretty clear from Dolts in regards to, the commitment to Sail GP or the America's Cup, whether things like that stand.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. And Phil's sitting there, like if of all
Would be one of the best.
Exactly. Like you'd be mad if you're worried about losing a skipper off to Cup responsibilities. You'd be mad not to jump on to picking him up.
Yeah.
So that sort of, I think, what has happened. They've also brought in, or Sail GP as of next season, have brought in this new athlete transfer framework and this registration process. I don't know if you're across that yet, Boss. Have you seen that?
Oh, no. Oh, not a chance.
Yeah. So basically there's a whole new framework and only registered athletes are going to be allowed to compete. But the registration window and transfer window is supposedly remaining open throughout the season. So
is this going to create a bit of a management system?
Yeah, a little bit.
As far as athlete management is concerned.
But there has to be agreement, both the athlete and the team, for any transfers that do occur.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, you've got to be a registered athlete. And it was something we discussed after the show last week where we heard rumour of a licence. Like Jody was saying that there's potential. He'd heard that you're going to have a licence to sail or steer these boats. And that licence was you had to have a certain number, I can't remember, it was 50 hours or something, of steering time of Sail GP boats in racing. And that's actual racing time. I can't remember what the number was, 20 hours or 30 hours or 50 hours. But basically, it's impossible to get unless you're one of the skippers. So
unless you're already, sure.
And so if Phil Robertson's the only one out there, really, Ben Ainsley, Jimmy Spithill.
Yep.
And Nathan Outridge. And so, they're gone. This whole registration piece is another interesting thing. So Sail GP is building up into
stepping it up into the franchise system.
You alluded to it before. I'm expecting a big press release anytime. Banter button. It's
banter button.
It's going to be a thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm.
As heard first in episode 113 from memory. All right. What else has been going on? Just while we've been a little bit distracted with other stuff, we got the 44s racing.
Oh yeah, the last race of their last season event, isn't it?
So at time of recording, it's midway through the regatta. So Team Charisma currently top of the list. How am I looking there?
No.
Whoa. Sorry.
Yeah. So Jumeirah Racing.
Jumeirah.
Yeah.
Followed by Team Nika.
Team Nika, yeah, and then Artemis Racing. So Jumeirah's the new team this year, which is fantastic. So they've been going quite well. Amazing performance for a new team. If you go through the list to see if these up and comers have much potential, if you look. So the owner is Marcus Tornquist. And they've got a young bloke by the name of Francesco Bruni as tactician.
Just a young fella.
Yeah.
Got a few clues up his sleeve. Yeah.
Kyle Langford's your main trimmer. Dave Gilmore, headsail trimmer. Hugo Christensen, offside trimmer. Kinley Fowler in the pit. Neil Hunter, grinder. Ida Svensson is a floater. Nick Hutton on the bow. So, I mean...
Sounds a reasonably shit team. Holy crap, look at the talent on that thing. Bloody hell.
For a new team, it's hilarious. Like, this new team's doing really well. Then I thought, let's just check out.
Funny that.
Yeah, check out who's on board. So, and the Seagull did put up some footage on Insta of him working away the other day. And the conditions. I don't know if you've caught any of it, but they had some serious swell rolling downwind yesterday, so there was plenty on. I think, or maybe it was day 2. I was watching a bit of it, and there was some serious swell on, and just the boats just scooting along. It was pretty cool, very cool.
Nice. And then the other one that's been going on, the M32 Worlds.
Oh yeah, Florida. It's a very
taking
American-dominated
place
event. Phil Robertson's on board, but they're doing that. I think they're doing that thing where, with their scoring system, they're trialling that scoring system where, you know, you get your result for the day, like you do multiple races in the day. Each day is like a mini regatta.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they basically, if you look at the overall results, they culminate the day's results, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
obviously a shout out to all of them taking part there, especially our final teammates.
oh yeah, okay. What boats?
Johnny
D.
D leading the charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't get a shot?
Not quite leading the charge, but doing well nonetheless.
Having a good time.
Absolutely.
Cool time. Yeah. Beauty. No, it's exciting, you know, and obviously here in Australia, or Southern Hemisphere, it's all winding up, you know, everything's starting to build up. Looking at all the different nationals, you had training day for your nationals coming up, Bice. So you've done your full training program now for the nationals?
No, it was getting a bit extreme. We did have one race, and we thought we might call it there, but they had 2 races for the day.
Right.
So yeah, that's it. Rig's coming out this week. Gonna pack her up. As it turns out, we probably need a little bit more training.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
No question. I'll tell you some of my views on how to sail a Sharpie fast offline, but
we'll save that for when you're in Lincoln.
Okay.
But don't tell us too soon because we'll forget.
Okay. Oh, I love it. I think that's us, isn't it, bud?
I think that's it, man.
I wonder if the listeners noticed the seamless transition where you were involved, you weren't involved, and then BP's dropped out.
And then BP has dropped out. Absolutely not. We've taken all your input in for this last little bit, BP.
Yeah.
As informative as ever. Thanks, Dad.
Oh, dear. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Really appreciate it. Remember, if you do want to connect to us, the easiest way is cheers@barkarati.com. Cheers. And you're having a drink. Check out our friends at disruptormarinemarketing.com.au. And then, obviously, Radix Nutrition. Use Barkarati as the discount code. And happy days.
Cool, mate. See you, team.